All right, today we're going to look at a more complicated plug in the drain here. Basically, I have a clog in this drain. Quite often you can get rid of a clog by using a simple device like this. It's about $5 to $6 at your local hardware store. It's just basically a piece of ribbed plastic. And these are good if you have a clog of hair and other debris up to about, maybe here in your drain, not too far down. The other option, of course, which involves chemicals, is you can use some Drano or something like that. And if you go that route, quite often that can clear drain clogs that are, shallow here or even further down. Now, in the case of what I have going on, I have a clog that's not able to be resolved by putting the chemicals down there. Definitely not able to be resolved by doing this. And as an additional challenge, this clog is actually not in just a single sink. This is in a dual vanity. So dual vanities pose yet another problem. The problem being the dual vanities, they share one common drain. And so you have a pipe coming in on the left, on the right, a pipe coming on the left, and they both share this drain. Part of the problem is that if you want to use an auger, which is basically a big long cable to go through, if you come through on this side, it's not going to drop down inside of the drain and get to the clog. It's going to go straight across and come up the other side of the vanity. So you run into a real problem. Now the other issue you have is if you call a plumber, this is going to end up costing you probably about $400 plus just to fix the problem. So in comes the drop head auger. What this is a standard auger, but it has this swivel head on it. And what the swivel head allows it to do is that as you're feeding this down through the pipe, it can drop down into the drain instead of going straight across and going out the other side of the vanity. You don't need this on a single sink at all, but on the double vanity, like I said, you have this problem. So what you want to do to use this one, now this happens to be a Ridgid model K25DH. This here costs about $140. I got it on Amazon. One of the drawbacks about this one, something I don't like about it, is that as you're using this to spin the cable left or right, it does not auto feed out of this container here. What you have to do is you loosen this up, the top part, so that you can actually pull cable or retract cable. And then what you do is you tighten it back down, and once you have it fully tightened down, when you turn, it'll actually turn the cable, which will undo the clog. I wish what it would do is just auto feed and auto retract. It does not do that. So that is one drawback of this. Now, the beautiful thing is you have this drop head auger, and this will take care of double vanity problems. Now, if you don't have a double vanity, you just have a single sink, you can get an auger from Home Depot or other hardware stores, and it'll cost you about $30, and it actually retracts. But it does not have the drop head. I've already tried that on here. It is not working. It comes up the other side of the drain. So first thing you want to do in unclogging any drain is you want to go ahead and take off the P-trap. And the reason that I start here, rather than just putting it up from the top down, is that I can get a more direct shot onto this clog that I'm working on. So you just loosen these up. I've already pre-loosened these. These will drop right out as you just kind of work it a bit. Sometimes you have to actually undo the other part of the P-trap, which is down below here. Make sure that you have a container down below it because there is going to be liquid coming out. As you can see here, it's starting to drip out. So once you take all of these components apart, we got quite a bit coming out here. Dump it out, take this off, set these pipes aside. I actually just put them right down in the bin because we're going to have quite a bit of gunk on them. And then what you're going to do, I leave this long part in here. I'll go ahead and take this off so that we can see what we're working on here. Take this whole top part off. There we go. Oops, made a little bit of a mess. So here you have the right-hand side of the vanity where I'm going to go ahead and put the auger in. Another thing to mention is, depending on who constructed your home, where the right and the left vanities meet, what they should have done is put what they call a clean out. And what that is just where they meet and it goes down. It's an area where you can unscrew it and you can actually clean the debris out of there without having to go in with an auger. My home, like many other homes, are not the plumbers who did it. Probably got them at the cheapest rate they could. They did not put a clean out trap in there. So with this one again, this Ridgid K25DH, DH stands for drop head. I'm going to loosen that up. what you do is you manually feed this in, feeding it in, and you're hoping that it actually is going to go down the drain and not out the other side of the sink. Part of the challenge is to get this drop head to actually drop into the drain. So you kind of have to work it back and forth, and then once you get it, then you can go ahead and tighten this down. And then once you tighten it down, you can go ahead and hold on to this middle part and go ahead and start cleaning the drain. And then what you'll do is once you clean it out, just put your P-trap back together and you should be all set. Okay, so a quick note here. I'm going ahead and I'm reeling in this auger because I finally got to go down the drain pipe. Something I forgot to mention. What you're going to do is take the P-trap off on both sides of the vanity, because as you're trying to get this cable to go down the drain, it's going to take a little bit of messing with, because the first few attempts you're going to push it through and it's going to come out the other side of the sink. So you need to have the P-trap off so you know if you've gone down into the main drain or if you're just coming up the other sink. The other thing to keep in mind is you should wear gloves. Gloves and or use some kind of paper towels here, because when you start reeling this back in, it's an incredible amount of sludge that you may end up getting coming out of this drain. And you can see as I pull on this here, I'm cleaning this off as it goes back in, because you don't want to have this all messed up back inside of your tool. And I'll just show you here as I pull out, pull it back in. There's a lot of gunk coming off on here. It's the blackest tar. So that's it. Good luck with your drain.